Alrighty, good morning everyone. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. I actually haven't recorded and uploaded for a good week or so. Genuinely no reason, just kind of slacked off a bit, which is obviously completely my fault. Kind of got myself out of rhythm again, which is really frustrating and annoying. I'm struggling to kind of keep it up properly, but yeah, we'll just let this person go. But I'm actually switching up today's session a little bit. I'm not doing an upper day today, which is strange. Last week, I switched it up, so I did an upper lower rest, chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs. And to be honest, I really enjoyed it. However, I noticed that I don't know if I like doing the shoulders and arms together, so instead I'm actually trying a push-pull legs. I'm actually trying a push-pull legs rest upper lower today. So we're gonna see how the push session goes. We're gonna most likely just start off our usual, so we're gonna put more emphasis on our chest. We're gonna start off with chest, get chest, triceps, shoulders. That'll probably be the main focus of today. That's pretty much it. I mean, shoulders, we're not gonna be hitting our rear delts, we're gonna be hitting side delt and front delt. So it'll be 6 exercises, no more than 12 sets. So quite a nice amount. Sometimes I realize that with my upper sessions, it's like I want to hit front delts, but sometimes I feel like I want to hit my brachialis, but sometimes it feels like there's just so many exercises and so many sets that it feels like I just can't do that. So that's why I want to do these push sessions, these more isolated sessions where I'm only targeting a few muscle groups over like every muscle group in my upper body. Generally because I want to try and put a little bit more emphasis on the smaller muscle groups. For example, the brachialis, I haven't done much on that at all. I haven't done much on my long head either. I've been doing a lot of just regular calf push down, but I haven't been able to do my overhead tricep extension, which I've absolutely been loving when I do it, but but yeah, I just haven't been able to do that because there's just been, too many exercises and too many sets, and it's just been a bit too much. I could say volume, a little bit too much, but then again, I'm only doing 1 to 2 sets per exercise. But this, I don't mind doing it, just breaking it up a little bit, training 5 days a week instead of 4. So there's no harm in doing that. And you know what? If my body struggles after a couple weeks, it's completely fine. I'll just go back to doing upper lower, rest upper lower. Your gym split is not that deep. You do not need to worry about your gym split too much. As long as you're hitting each muscle group twice per week, that's genuinely what matters. That is all that matters. Like, you could be doing a push-pull legs and hitting the gym 6 days a week with only 1 rest day, and you could be fine if that works for you. But for me, it doesn't. I need more rest than that. I noticed that I just wasn't recovering enough. I used to do chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, repeat, so still doing those 3 days. I used to do 3 days on, 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. So it kind of worked out about 8 days. But yeah, honestly, it does not matter that much. It is all personal preference. You guys could do upper lower, rest upper lower. You guys could do push pull legs, rest upper lower. You could do anterior, posterior 4 times a week. Like, you see my point? You can do any workout split, just as long as you're hitting each muscle group twice per week. That is most beneficial, especially for the natural guys. I mean, if you guys are taking steroids or enhancements, you can pretty much get away with training whatever the hell you want. I mean, for example, like, no hate, but look at Sam Sulek's workouts. He has a dedicated day for back, chest, arms, shoulders, but like any natural person just does not need to do that, if that makes sense. Like, there's no point at the end of the day. We don't grow as fast, and we need a little bit more specified training, if that makes sense. But I mean, obviously, a lot of the information I get is from other influencers, big influencers from Monday and TNF, Nuno and Jacob Ostreit, however you pronounce his surname. But yeah, honestly, I love their content so much. They're hilarious. They're fun. But some of their physiques are pretty nuts. I mean, I saw Jacob is competing pretty soon. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. Mr. Tricep Man himself, he's competing like pretty soon. I love watching his content. His content is hilarious. It is so fun to watch. TNF also cutting down like crazy. I think he's competing pretty soon, maybe 12 weeks or so, maybe a few months, but he's looking diced, like proper diced. And it's inspiring because it makes me want to compete one day too. But, you know, I guess they have their kind of group, their circle, that they all kind of compete together, if that makes sense. I need to turn the heating off, it's getting hot in here. But, yeah, they all kind of have their circle. Like, they have Nuno, Jacob, TNF, Mundy, and the other Brazilian 19-year-old, I forgot his name, but he competed and won recently. And his physique is absolute freaky nature it is. But, yeah, I kind of semi-wish I had that kind of circle. But again, I think that's just more of the American influence over British influence. I feel like American people are more like that. But honestly, it's all good. I don't mind. Maybe one day I'd have the privilege to meet them. That'd be pretty sick, I cannot lie. That'd definitely be pretty cool. But you know, we're about 10 minutes away from the gym now, something like that. So we're not far at all. We'll be there pretty shortly. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really catch up on today. I mean, yeah, training-wise, we're going to take pretty much most sets. Well, actually, recently we've been taking a lot of sets to 1 RAR recently. And I've been loving that, genuinely. I've actually been really enjoying only taking sets to 1 RAR. I feel like my endurance in the session has been longer. I feel like I've definitely been able to do more, if that makes sense. Like, by the end of the session, I still have energy. And I'm not like, oh, I got to train side delts, and I feel like rubbish. Instead, I definitely feel so much better in myself, and especially on leg days I'm training to a 1 RAR a lot more now, because my leg days I've always struggled with feeling so blown out like all the time, to the point where like I'd get halfway through my session and I'm like, I want to go home now, but like it would be to the point where I feel sick and like I genuinely feel like I feel ill, if that makes sense. And I usually get ill if I train to complete failure every single set. And to be honest, you know, there's studies trying to prove that there's not necessarily much more muscle stimulus or muscle growth you get from actually training to failure, apart from just the fatigue side. And obviously I know the mental side, because a lot of the time when you're training legs, for example, you're training squats, you can always, like, you say, I left 1 rep in the tank, but you know if you went for that 1 rep, you probably could have got 1 more. Like, you probably could have got 2 or 3. It's one of those things where it stops people from stopping too early. That's the thing. So it's one of them where, you know, I think once you understand your failure point and once you understand your marker for failure and know how far you can get, that's when you can start training to a 1 RAR, and it's definitely a lot more beneficial for you guys to train like that. Training to failure on every single set just is not worth it. And also, growth-wise, training to a 1 RAR, I think it's actually better. I think I've grown more. It's on, like, especially progressively overloaded on every single exercise more when doing some sets to a 1 RAR, because sometimes I'll be able to hit the same amount of reps, but to a 1 RAR, knowing that if I was to proper push out for about 6-7 seconds, maybe I could have got that rep. But yeah, I mean, that's all just personal preference again. Like, I love doing that, so that's what I'm going to carry on doing. But obviously you guys can do whatever you want at the end of the day. It's your choice. It's your time in the gym. It's your workout. Don't copy other people just because they're big. Do what you want to do. Try it out. Research yourself if you're that into it. At the end of the day, that is all I did. I just did a bit of research, and you'll figure out what's right for you at the end of the day, you know? Like, I thought training 6 days a week was for me until I realized, you know, I had to have my brother tell me that, like, I get ill a lot. And I didn't really notice it much. And, like, he was like, honestly, maybe you should just try training a little bit less rather than 6 days a week. And I was like, I was stubborn. I was pretty stubborn with it. But then I eventually tried it, and I was like, damn, shit, he's right. Like, training less is more, if that makes sense. Like, training less, you're going to gain more. You're going to get more progress from it. You're going to progressively overload more because you're resting more. It's like when people talk about having deload weeks. You don't need a deload week. Your training is just respectfully shit. You're overtraining, so you feel like you need a rest week. but you don't. If you train 4 to 5 times a week, you don't need that because you're having 2 to 3 rest days a week, which is almost half a week of rest. So you won't need a full week of rest unless you're training like 6 days. But then at that point, you're overtraining, especially like someone who's natural, for example. Like you're just overtraining. You know, you're doing way too much and you don't need to be doing that much. But I mean, a lot of people struggle to kind of come to the realization of that. And I mean, a lot of it is that they're taught from other people. I know my best friend, I know he has sometimes have a deload week, but then again, he trains like how his dad used to train, and his dad used to bodybuild. He was like Mr. Bournemouth or something in, I can't remember what year, 1990 or something, or 2000. So that was like quite an accomplishment. Like he was a bodybuilder, so he grew up with a bodybuilding dad, and at the end of the day, he taught him how to train. So that kind of makes sense. Like he wanted to go with how his dad did it, but you know, older people aren't always right. That's one thing. A lot of people stay to old style of training when that's not most optimal style of training. And when people think like, oh, optimal training, it's like, it's not boring science-based using cuffs and fucking, I've seen those foam roller guys now. It's not always like that, you do know. Like, it's just training with a certain rep range to a certain failure to certain exercises, not overdoing it, keeping it literally simple. That's the main thing, is keeping it simple. So many people overcomplicate it. If you keep it simple, you don't need deload weeks. You see my point? But at the end of the day, like I said before, it is personal preference. It's what you want to do at the end of the day. And I did not realize that I could ramble on for so long whilst driving, because I am pretty much about to get to the gym. I don't know how long I've been recording. I think that's 12 minutes. So you guys have a long ass intro of me just completely rambling. You guys will probably skip this. But yeah, I will see you guys in the gym. Let's get some push, bro. Pec fly time. Actually, first set, first exercise for today. We're gonna do this and then see if we can get onto the Smith machine for an incline press. If not, we'll do some in-between workout. So we'll get either some shoulders or triceps in, etc. But let's see how the 134 moves, the max weight. Let's get this. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, I'm being rushed on my set. I'm too popular. Oh, that's funny. Oh, we'll take that. Woo. Just a 5, 1 rep less than last week. That's okay though. I'm feeling a little bit, maybe a tad sore from Friday's session, I think, which is fine. That's all good. We'll get one more of that. All right, we dropped the weight pretty drastically. We've taken the 10 off each side, so we're just doing a 20 now. I'm gonna take this to failure. I'm feeling knackered. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh my days. All right, boom. Cuffed, push down time. Chest is complete, and let's just say my whole chest is feeling absolutely fried. So let's see how well we can get this going. Let's see how well this feels as well. Let's get this. Yeah. 6 1 hour. We'll take that. Oh, ooh. We'll take that. Ooh, an extra rep and 1 RAR. We'll take that shit. Oh. Oh. Woo. Ah, we'll take that. Cuffed lateral raise time. Let's get this shit. We did 12 and a half last time, so we're gonna just go same again. Let's get this shit. Oh, we'll take the 6. Fuck. 6 1 RR. All right. Second set. Pump covers off now. Let's get this. Oh, we'll take 6 again. Ah. 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 Oh. Yeah. We'll take 6. Yeah, we might have to pack it up there. I'm happy with that. Session complete. We have just exited the car park now. It's time to drive home, which I can't lie, I'm feeling bad. Today's push session was only 4 exercises. I would have thought that by the start of the week I'd be feeling fresh, but honestly, after the end of the week sessions, I actually don't feel super fresh, if I'm gonna be real. So it's definitely the first time I haven't had 2 days rest on the weekend. and I felt a little bit knackered, a little bit slightly battered. I just felt like I couldn't push. Maybe that could have been a lack of sleep, or actually I had a long sleep last night, but maybe I didn't have enough deep sleep. Maybe I wasn't hydrated enough yesterday, which can impact today. Maybe I just didn't fuel myself enough. Like, I don't know, there could be other factors leading into the fact that I felt so heavy on the eyes. So I'm intrigued to kind of know why, or, you know, that reason for that. But honestly, it's all good. It happens. Sometimes sessions are stronger than others. Sometimes you feel better than other sessions, so it's all good. We're intrigued. I'm gonna be intrigued to see how tomorrow's session is. We got a pull session, so we're gonna be hitting back, biceps, and then obviously some rear delt, although I kind of include that within the back. So we got about, what's that going to be, about 5 exercises tomorrow? 5 exercises, I think, something like that tomorrow, so that should be pretty sweet. Maybe we can even, on my days I can't talk, maybe we can even start some erector training. I don't know, we'll have to see. I don't want to overload my erectors too much, because obviously I know we're going to be doing most likely SLDLs on a leg day, so I then don't want to do erector training on the back day, where it's going to be the day literally just prior. So we're going to have to see how that's all going to work out. But yeah, overall today's session, I really enjoyed it. The pump was pretty sweet. Strength wise, not too bad. Could have been a little bit better, but you know what, it happens. It is what it is at the end of the day. You can't do much about it. Yeah, like I said, some sessions are just better than others, and today was one of those that just were on the slightly weaker side, I would say. But overall, I'm happy. I got to go home now. I got to have some food, have a coffee, and I've actually got a job interview today. So wish me luck, because I fucking hope I get this job interview. I just need to get some part-time work in. Then hopefully within the next few months I can start working. Well, one, I got to fund a couple holidays I'm going on with my girlfriend. But the other one is that I do want to do a PT course. So I do want to start doing personal training, which is why I've been doing the short form content and the long form content too. To try to track my journey, as well as hopefully help other people on their journey, if that makes total sense. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. Hopefully it goes well. But that's why I'm kind of needing some part-time work just to be able to fund it. Whether I do the PT course through Bournemouth Uni, I'm not sure. I think it's like a year course, or I just smash it through an online one and get it done in about 6 weeks. The online one is double the price, it's over $1,000, but you kind of pay it monthly across a year. So you kind of pay it across a year no matter what. So I guess I would pay to get it done quicker, which is not a bad idea. And then I'd probably just get a job at a gym, build my personal training experience, and then we'll kind of see from there, I guess. I mean, ideally, I'd like to finish the course and get a personal training job by the end of the year. That would be pretty ideal, because I do want to go on holiday, potentially end of this year, or we'll have a look at some for next year. But I mean, holiday is just, you know, the joy in life, I would say. Obviously, you have the small joys in life at home when you're living with your parents, or, you know, having food, dinner out, stuff like that, little things like that. But honestly, going on holiday with your partner or your family or friends, nothing beats that, man. Honestly, I'm sorry, but nothing beats that. It is so fun. It is so fun to go on holiday with people you love. It is, honestly, it's amazing. So yeah, I got a holiday in about 6 weeks now. We're going to Fuerteventura for a week, and honestly, it's gonna be pretty fun. No training during that period of the week. Oh no! I'm gonna hit a state of atrophy in that week. I'm gonna lose so much muscle mass. Who do you think you are? I'm not gonna hit a state of atrophy and lose loads of muscle mass in a week of not training. It's fine. People do deload weeks, so that's my deload. That's my unintentional deload. I know I was rambling about that earlier as well. That's funny. But yeah, so we're gonna eat and food, traveling. Weight-wise, I'm not sure how we're gonna do. But then again, I'm not that, what's the right word? Focused on it, I could say. When I go on a holiday, I'm gonna go on holiday to enjoy the holiday. I'm not going on there to track calories and make sure I'm eating in a small calorie surplus. No, I'm just gonna eat food. I'm gonna enjoy myself and have fun. That's the main thing. And this fuck me. Fucking idiot. Oh my days. This van just pulled out right in front of me then. In the wrong lane. Geez, some people. The amount of dangerous drivers are about is actually crazy. But that's okay. It's alright. Oh, there's an ambulance over there. Is it coming this way? I'm not sure. I think we'll just stay here. I'll stay here. I'll be safe. I don't want any more potential accidents. But, you know, one of my close family friends, she just came back from Australia. And she was out there. She was in Australia for, what was it, 3 months, I think? And then she went to Thailand for a month. And she absolutely loved Australia. By the way, she's come back so brown. And she already had blonde hair before. So she had blonde hair, blue eyes. And she has always been like, more on the paler side, and that's pretty natural anyway for English people to be on the paler side. But when she goes on holiday, on my days, she's come back now and she is so brown. It's like literally a complete different person. But nah, she said she absolutely loved it and enjoyed it, and she said she'd 100% recommend it. So Australia is, when my brother went to Australia, he went and proposed to his partner out in Australia. When he was talking to me about the flight and stuff, I didn't want to do it because of how far it is and how long of the journey it is. I didn't want to do it, so I wasn't really massively keen on it. But now more people have started to go. I've been like, actually, I could do with about a month in Australia. It's one of those holidays where you can't just spend a week there or 2 weeks there. You've got to spend 4 weeks or more. And that's the problem with being able to just work like a regular, normal job, is that to get 4 weeks off, if you're working full time, that's like all your holiday for the whole year. But then again, you are going away for 4 weeks. And you do have to save during that time. You have to save to go away. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Yeah. But it's fun nonetheless. It's definitely something that I do genuinely really want to do. I think me and Mel will do it at some point. I think maybe within the next 12 months, we'll probably go to Australia. And you guys already know that will obviously all be recorded, and you know, I'll hit the gym and stuff when if we go away for that long. I can't be going away for that long without going to the gym. That's criminal, that is. I'll probably get gym passes and stuff and things like that, which will be pretty fun and sweet. But yeah, I mean, just genuinely going on holiday. When you guys go on holiday, and you guys are so hyper focused on gym or food, and it's not that big of a deal. Like, if I'm going away for 2 weeks, if it's like an all-inclusive, then sure, I'll train if there's a gym there. If there's no gym there, then it is what it is, you know. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. Like, you know, you would have eaten loads of food anyway, so you'd be pretty heavy carb loaded up. And then, you know, you can eventually just come back here, come back to your home country, train, eat back on the regular, and, you know, you'll be completely fine and you'll level out within like a week or two. So, honestly, it's not that big of a deal, but I think a lot of people do put so much hyper focus on things that just aren't necessary, aren't needed. Adds extra. Oh, the bus stop's there now. What the hell? Sorry, there's a new bus stop that's just been added, but it's never been there for my whole life. Don't know why it's changed from there to. There was one just down here. Why has it changed from down here? Oh, it is still there. I have no clue, guys. We now got 2 bus stops within the space of about... bless me! 100 meters. Why is it so close? Why is it so close? Oh well. Anyways, I'm almost home. I'm going to go home, have a coffee, food, and chill. And yes, I will see you guys again tomorrow for a pool day, which should be pretty fun. But in the meantime, peace out, guys.